Hi. Uh, 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 just another day in the office. Know what I mean? Suppose what? All those seconds, waterfall of lessons. How are we today? Oh, stretch it out. Mm. Is it ironic that I'm like underexposed when I'm about to talk about photography? Nope. That looks a little better. Are we good? Oh, actually, perfect. +0. Look at me go. Inspirational. How are we doing today, everyone? Hello. I'm here to talk about photos for 10 seconds. It is my stream. You are required by law to entertain me. What's up, Christian? What's up, Danny? So, we're going to talk about photos for a second. Because, for a good reason, I actually managed. Ignore that. To get my. I was talking about it yesterday on stream. I got excited. I got a new Canon 35 SD in, or FDFC in, and I was playing with it today, and oh my god, I love this thing. I am a sucker for vintage stuff, and what's up, Brandon? Um, I fell in love with the look of this lens, and I was like, I need one. And so, and the nice thing about vintage lenses is they are cheap compared to regular photography lenses. Damn good photo, thank you. The colors are blown out. I would just like to say I actually am technically better at color editing than this. But they're blown out because they're on this PC. And I absolutely adore this lens. The thing I have to shoot with a monitor though whenever I use it because the focus is inches. It's insane how picky. So Celine, it is insane how picky this lens is with focus, but it is quite fun to use. And I'll go through a couple photos, just a couple, and then because I want to talk about them, and I'm just absolutely in love with the look that this thing pulls. Oh my goodness, my dog is a little dirty. I'm so sorry about that. He is almost 14. He gets a break. He gets a pass. But yeah, just the reason like this lens is kind of put on a bit of a pedestal in the vintage lens community, and it's because it emulates the softness that the 35 millimeter film lenses had at the time. Canon. This is a lens made in 1971, so it has a lot of those great emulation properties. So it's a pretty sought after. We're gonna go through. You can kind of see what I mean. It's just so soft around the edges. It's so pretty. And it just gives this kind of classic retro vibe. Here's my cat. And it makes me very happy. What's up, John? So look at her. She's so cute. How does a bean do that? How is it possible for a cat to just be that cute? She just exists, and I'm her #1 fan. How much does one of them cost? Looks expensive. $100. That's the cool thing about vintage lenses. Is that a raw pick? No, this is a they're 4240 by 2832. I send them through a bit of compression just to like put them on my computer and everything. So these are not raw files. If you want to look at them yourself, though, you can, like, Discord already compresses them. This is from Discord, so Discord already compresses them. There. This reminds me of your profile pic, Brandon. Does the cat have its own bed? Pretty much. Pretty much. She gets her own space. How cute she is. How can you not, though? Like, that is the cutest cat ever, no? Is it not? Like, come on. It's the cutest cat ever. We can all be a little honest here. I was stalking her. Lovely cat, Garrett. Thank you so much. I raised her myself. This little halo on it. Man, I love this lens so much. It's so cool. Define perfect attendance. I've literally never missed a day that I was present for. It's true. I was here. And then a notably not cat. This is my coffee grinder. I love it noticeably less. But man, what a good look to this thing. Soft corner up here, great shine. It helps my kitchen has incredibly good lighting for this, but I could have cleaned it off. I did not. And yeah, I'm just happy. I just want to show you guys. I'll put them in the Discord too. If you want to judge my pictures more adamantly on your own setup, you can look in the Discord. But as far as I look, they're not half bad. I'm pretty happy with how this lens is working out. Pretty stoked about that. So yeah, random things. Vintage lens is cool. Hippie doggy. Hippie doggy. Speaking of the happy doggy, you can hear him barking in the background. Look at the judgment. The judgment in her eyes. She doesn't like what she sees. I'm just kidding. She sees you. She is pleased. I'm just happy everything worked. I'm always worried. I have a weird habit of I'm a fantastic researcher, and very rarely does anything that I ever chase after end poorly, as in, ooh, not 2 nines. Very rarely do I like get an adapter wrong or a battery wrong. It happened. Actually, I got a battery wrong for my monitor and it annoyed me, my camera monitor. But usually works pretty well. But I always get so worried that it's not going to. So I over research like crazy. And what do you know? It worked out. What about Realm, the community thing set up for Apex? Yeah, it's pretty sick, isn't it? Yeah. Give me back my headphones. Why are sunglasses in the game when they're definitely just why do I have them to practice within the range? What's the point of having them in the range? Oh yes, I was worried I wasn't gonna get my sunglasses practice in. So cold. Oh no. I want to get to have a 50mm of it too, and I want to get it for portraits. Me or Fade? In what? Ask a question. That's not how questions work. You have to give parameters. Let's practice together. Who has better eyebrows, me or Fade? There you go. Question format. It's not inherent in the question. Who would I rather be stranded with on an abandoned island? Probably neither of us. Both be kind of annoying. Hello, which Apex character was the most broken and in what season? Seer in every single season. I think fundamentally that character is just not okay. Definitely you. Still not a question. Just pulled an Umbreon VMAX. Oh, that is a pretty card. That is a pretty card. Congratulations, Harley. That's awesome. I think Umbreon's my favorite of the evolutions. What's my Discord? Exclamation mark Discord. God, it's called Winnie, but we all call her the Binny. Oh. Do I collect Pokemon? Unfortunately, I hate to say this to you. Pokemon are not real. I do collect Pokemon cards though, yeah. My coolest items in my collection for the speedrun. Full art set of base packs with 2 heavy packs, full art set of Team Rocket packs, or first edition Team Rocket packs with 2.5 heavy packs, and then full art set of fossil packs with 1 heavy pack. Probot no like me. It happens. Probot is a moody teen, so sorry. What's up, Josh? You don't need to warm up, Garrett. The aim is always there. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I just kind of like wasting time. So like, the longer I sit in here, the less I have to sit in Broken Moon pubs. So it's a good strategy. Probably just not working today. I can probably manually put it. Un memento por favor. Copy. Paste. Boom, scary link. There you go. Does my cat also have a 3 to 4 a.m. Zoom using a crazy run up and down the stairs? She wakes up at 4 a.m. every morning, but does not. She'll just kind of yell at me sometimes. Other times she'll just chill. She has 9 p.m. zoomies, like very specifically right before my house all goes to bed. Yeah, my parents. She will beg mercilessly for us to throw her mousies up and down the stairs. It's very cute. And then she will play fetch, and it's great. Going back to rank? No. Pretty sweet seal collection. Do you have a favorite sword and shield set? Yeah, I do. I have have to look up the parameters of sword and shield. Sword and shield guard sets. Let me see. What is all the sword and shield sets? This is gonna be a hard thing to find. Where are all the sword? Oh, okay. Lost Origin, Silver Tempest, Astral Radiance. Astral Radiance was really good. Brilliant Stars was really good. I really liked Brilliant Stars. Evolving Skies, S tier. Evolving Skies was really good. I could pass on Celebrations. Battle Styles, underrated. Voltage was honestly kind of an L except for the Pikachu. I would say, well, okay, so I'm a little biased. I have 4 Hidden Fates Charizards. So a little biased there in saying that I really like that set. I think Cosmic Eclipse probably has my favorite art. Evolution's cool set. I'll print. What a horrible print run. Cat sits on my partner's chest, paws her face like 4 a.m. to wake her up. Feeds her, she looks at the bowl, and then runs off. Just like, okay, thank you. Now that I know you'd do it. That's funny. Celestial Storm was a good set. Crimson Invasion. A bummer set. Lost Thunder was cool. I didn't mind Lost Thunder. Team Up, great set, good art. Champ's Path was one of my like. That was kind of during the height of it all, so I like Champ's Path, but only because I had searched it out so much. Prop 2001 during the original 150 money, got a Charizard Hollow and immediately folded it up and put it in his pocket. Yeah, just hold on to for later, you know. I mean, to be fair, it's like no one knew. There's a lot of those stories where it's like, oh my god, we used to, like, you know, everyone used them as throwing knives back in the day, and or just like traded random cards for random things, or everyone's moms would find them and they'd end up in the garage sale and everything. It's not really fair to be hard on yourself. There's going to be plenty more things. I think it's really important not to get too stressed over it, otherwise it's very easy to develop a hoarding mindset, you know. What's up, Josh? Percentage wise, like, I don't really particularly worry too much because I think they're, let me put it this way, I don't think it's possible. There will never be a day where base set packs, for instance, like drop in like drop low. Like, they're always gonna go up over time. Pokemon's kind of cool that way because it's a finite resource, and nostalgia is one of the strongest market factors. It's like I have some, you know, like my sealed base set packs, they were expensive, but, and I was thinking maybe I'm overpaying for these because it was kind of during the, it was, they weren't actually bad prices, and I got very lucky with them considering that 2 of the 3 were heavy. But you think, you know, maybe this isn't a good time to buy them, maybe I should wait for the craze to die down or whatever, and then I was like, well, it's not like I'm selling them until I'm like 60 and need to go to a retirement home anyways. So it's one of those things where you could pay, like when they came out, you could pay double price for them. And as long as you think of it in the perspective of, well, I'm going to hold on to them for 20 years anyways, you still would have been up a bajillion% considering they went from, I don't know what a base set pack now is worth. How am I doing? I'm good. My eyes itch. I think it's because there was a hair in my right one. So I trimmed my beard today. I'm going to cry. Also, Charlie, what is your favorite Sword and Shield set? What's up, baby? Whatever. Always say. Always say. Always forever. The evolved. I want to turn into the old man who just doesn't know any Pokemon want anymore. So you still grind ranked or just play a little here and there? As far as I see it, there's very little purpose in me playing ranked. More of them, I guess. Doesn't seem likely. There's just cheaters and DDoSers every server. What's really the point? Like once you get into Pred. I'll call my keyboard. I'm feeling kind of like Eeyore. Raise my chin. I mean, on the spot, I think Crown Zenith is top tier and Evolving Skies follows. Dang. The new sets, huh? I guess Evolving Skies doesn't really count as new anymore. But Crown Zenith came out in like January, didn't it? You not think to sign up to Realm? No, I got in. I just don't bother to play. I'm not very good anymore, and I'd prefer not to embarrass myself. I just don't play at all, nor do I really care. Man, what about that? Dude, XY had some banger sets. Flashfire, Roaring Skies, Ancient Origins, Breakpoint, Fates Collide, Steam Siege. Fun stuff. I'm good. Yeah, but not to, like, it's all relative. It's like, yeah, I'm good. Of course I'm good, but as good as I was when I actually bothered to play a lot, no. That bothers me. What's up, Eduardo? Sad to think that people might have missed out on me going over my cat picks earlier. That is a bummer. There's a purple armor up there. That guy died very quickly. I accidentally killed someone behind him. According to Leonhardt, heavy base set packs go for like 5 to 7 grand. Base set or no, first edition, no? Am I just dumb? No, first edition packs have to go for way more. Wait, heavy go for 5 to 7 grand? Are you serious? Like currently? I don't know why I went with my scout. He's just better. Guy has the new knife. Is it Fade or is it someone who really wants to be Fade? I think that might actually be Fade. Oh. Yep, edition base set. Oh, okay, well I don't have first edition base set. That's a sealed box. See it, Wraith. It's a new heirloom for her. Recolor came out a little bit ago. I love the outfit. I'm gonna say I paid like $350 each for my heavy base set packs. Mm-hmm. I wonder when there's gonna be a new game that's fun. Mm-hmm. There's so many base set packs left and people are still opening them less and less every day. Yep.
We have no choice but to win.
I accept the challenge.
This is your champion.
That Morningstorm.
Here's a good spot to touch down.
Because Beta got an email about it today.
Here we go. Ready up.
Here's to hoping it's any good. I wanted to play the finals. Whichever that was.
Phoenix K here.
Good looking out.
I claim this banner in the name of science. Oh, and also teamwork. Grenade deployed. Just a tick. Who's that bad guy? Enemy here.
No.
Look at that. I beat you.
Geez, Law or Bright Red. Doing better now if he's still swollen. Oh, I'm sorry. Man, I just don't really want to play this map, I think. Hoping that that changes. But also, hope you are having a wonderful day. Gonna grind rank any of this split? No.
something, I'm sure we can come to an agreement.
You know, science isn't exactly an exact science.
Time to win and stay alive.
Dude, I've had this guy every single game. Oh.
This is your champion. Eyes on the prize.
Let's head in that direction, darlings.
Cover rank, want to play for fun and laugh. Super ways I die with no stress.
Another soft landing.
Something like that, yeah. I just don't really see it. Well, like, high ranked now is just like DDoSing and cheaters, so it's as if it ever hasn't, but like more so now. Pubs is just as bad as ranked these days. It's more that I just am not gonna get DDoSed for 8 hours in a day. Although actually, the upside is that it requires less playing time.
Enemy shield. Got him. Reloading.
Wow, looks like that was the last one in the squad. We have taken out the champion. Wonderful.
Do I know the Muffin Man? I do not, very sorry. You will have to source your muffins from elsewhere. Thank you for the 1,000 stars. Jacob, very, very, very much appreciate you.
Minute before the
Thank you,
ring
thank you, thank you.
closes. We have time.
I have a question. I'm curious. This doesn't actually change anything. I just like to know the answer. Would you guys... Have you guys ever watched a Study With Me stream?
Shotgun bolt here. Level 3.
I need a backpack.
And what is your guys' opinions on
Extended light
them?
mag here. Level 2.
I'm curious. What's up, Karina? I think that I imagine the answer for most people that watch Facebook streams is no.
Recharging my shield.
I think it's more of a YouTube and purple platform thing. Never heard of that.
Mag here. Level 2.
10 seconds until the ring closes.
What, he's a what stream? A Study With Me stream. As in watching someone who is busy doing schoolwork or something like that.
The ring's moving, friends.
Kill leader.
Watch out for the new kill leader, friend.
Welcome to the shop.
You do whatever your heart desires? That's not what I was asking. I was asking just the question if you've ever watched one.
The kind that's
Like I
always
said,
mine.
like nothing changes based on your answers. I'm just curious.
I wonder what we'll find over there.
Who's ready to fly?
Someone over there.
Favorite streamer? What's the quote of the day?
Care package being delivered.
Incoming care package. Making contact with enemy.
Oh, I have one for you.
Enemy shield.
Hold on, I need to think of it. Give me a second. I read it earlier today.
Enemy that way.
Half the squads remain. Let's keep winning. Enemy spotted. We killed the last member. Good work, team. Making contact with enemy.
It is a quote to a guy's name that I can't remember in reference to Socrates, and it was that I would rather be how are you dead? How do you throw that? Is I'd rather be translated by an educated enemy than a... I don't want to use the word ignorant because that's not correct. Than an ill-informed friend, as in reference to the times that I'd rather someone explain what I mean who is, although disagrees with me, is educated in the ways of philosophy, as opposed to someone who intends well but has no understanding of it. And it's essentially a thing that oftentimes people who are, or the danger is that ones who don't understand the nuances of the discussion often translate into their words what they think that you mean, and oftentimes there's a lot more to that is more subtle in the art of the discussion.
Extended supply bin here.
Using grapple.
Negative, have not seen or heard of it. Dang, I'm actually really surprised so many people have not heard of it. So I have a theory. You guys can talk about this. I imagine almost everyone here, if not everyone here, your first streaming or your first stream viewership experience was Facebook, and you predominantly and almost only watch Facebook streams.
Enemy over there.
Am I right?
Grappling.
That Wyatt? How am I today? I'm good.
Firing. Cracked an enemy shield.
Or to be constructive with the viewer, more focused on entertainment. It's focused in the same way that
Enemy down.
like
Reloading.
lo-fi radios are. It's just supposed to kind of be background noise. It's not really supposed to be informative or anything. They're not actively teaching or anything. It's just kind of a place to hang out and exist.
Enemy right here.
Yeah, it's true for me. Yes. Yeah, you're right. I'll watch out for you for sure.
Hostile right here.
Don't drive out.
We should move. Hostile over there.
Recharging shields.
Wow.
Just
Yeah.
us now. Healing.
Short attention spans.
I claim this banner in the name of science. Teamwork. Reloading shield. Reloading. Enemy shield. And that was the last one.
Beautifully done. More time, Lulu.
Killed.
Impressive. Did I not even impress?
Reloading.
Reloading.
Enemy shield.
Jesus, man. Jeez. It does get easier, you know.
Better finish off those last two squads. Hold on, I need to heal.
Right for me, so I'm at 50-50. What's up, Amador? Sir, what's up? What's up, Michael? Like a podcast stream, basically? No, because it has nothing to do with the actual...
Charging my shield.
Half the time the mic isn't even on. It's, think of it like a... Have you ever seen a... like a...
Extended supply bin there.
Recharging shields.
how would I put it? Like nature cam or something.
One other squad left.
TT and you work from home while live. People would come, hang, talk to each other, and chat. He'd engage here and there, explaining what he was doing, steps he'd be taking, and answering questions, responding to conversations that would be happening in chat. Exactly. Yeah, it's pretty much that. So it's like the person studying, sometimes they'll take breaks, talk to chat, sometimes they'll explain what they're studying or talk about like a question they're thinking about, etc. I live in the dream as always. How you doing? Oh, no, it's bad. I watched that video you talked about, the final lecture, and interesting note, I remember I was careful to or I was conscious of my emotion throughout the video because you told me like you'll probably want to cry at the end, and I was curious, and interestingly enough I had no desire to cry whatsoever because it's not at all what was intended. It was very much just like a feeling of respect, and that was pretty much it. But good video, I liked it.
Extended supply bin here. Attention. Delivering care package.
Incoming care package. I love loot.
It's interesting. I have a mild theory that anyone who's still watching FP streams is probably an FB exclusive viewer, as in you don't really watch streams elsewhere. If you do, it's probably Twitch and less common than FB, and that you still use FB as a primary source of social media. Because at this point, most of the viewers who were on FB during kind of the period where FB streaming was taken off a little bit, and there was actually people coming in and interested, and people who might not always use FB kind of checking it out, it's kind of over. So now it's primary FB users. So usually whenever I'm thinking about like I just like to think about if I was, it's a fun thought exercise to be like, if I was to start streaming from scratch tomorrow, what would I do? And one of the things I thought about is I bet you could replicate trends like 5 years late on Facebook and it would do pretty well. Because usually there's a ripple wave effect in content, and if you just look to the platforms that you can say are more internet informed, as in kind of the front edge of content creation stuff, YouTube Shorts is a good example. TikTok maybe a couple years ago kind of deal. So if you pay you to use well, I only stream. I don't use FB at all whatsoever. Are people's lives that boring that they would watch other people bettering themselves? It's not like you don't engage in it like active viewing, Trent. Imagine, having a video up like on the side. Well, imagine if that's distracting, but you still want something. Think of it like working in a coffee shop. Think of it that way. I think that's the best way I can describe it. It's like, so I don't think no one goes to a coffee shop to sit there or you have to have a reason for sitting there and watching someone else work, right? But you go to coffee shops and you work for a little bit, and then you look up and look around, you see the people, and then you go back to it. I think then it got me realizing that for sure made a plan for the future, that he made sure to plan for the future that he may not be in.
1 minute. The ring is
Yeah, I would say that, I don't know, I feel like he had a pretty good grasp on the fickle nature of living. So doing my hobby, I have a stream playing in the background. Yeah, so think of an Apex stream, right? You don't sit here like laser focused studying the way I jump around or move or anything, but why not watch a traffic cam if you're trying to people watch? Well, exactly, that's almost exactly what it is, but it's just a different experience, right? Sometimes maybe you're studying and it feels like you have a study partner there with you, or you just like, so there's a guy who I also would like to say I never watched these. There's one person who, I guess technically two. So I remember Chris Ray, if you guys know her. She's a Purple Platform streamer and Philippines based, very cool. Very nice person. and she did some that I watched a little bit of, and then but more primarily James Scholes. Anyone know James Scholes on YouTube? That guy is awesome. You watching you if you have an interest in perfecting the art of studying. I will pass this time. Maybe next time. Winky face with Riz. So, James Scholes, he studied for 12 hours a day on cam for a year straight. About how's into fitness, watches David Goggins, is learning diets, old school bodybuilders and crap, you know? Oh, like the classic, like Tom Platz, legend. I'm a big fan of Goggins. More just a spectator way. I don't like prescribe to much of the way he lives his life. I disagree, but absolutely inspiring figure, and I think it's a really important time to have a figure like that prominent in the social media sphere. I have a lot of respect for the guy. A lot of respect. I just don't like cardio. What's up, Dylan? What's up, Ruben? I just gotta go to school. Bye. I'm from the Philippines, by the way. Have a wonderful day, my friend. Speaking of the Philippines, I love the Philippines so much. I actually really want to go. I've had a bunch of friends in the Philippines for a long time, so I know I'd have a great time if I went. It'd be a lot of fun. Imagine getting to watch Einstein study or Hawkins. Yeah, that'd be super sick. Be really cool to see what they were studying. Probably wouldn't get to, but like watching over their shoulder. It's more or less a side cam view, and then you can just watch someone like working. And it's essentially, quintessentially the same idea as people watching. And I wouldn't say there's a lot to learn from it. I don't think many people watch it and are like, oh, the way his pencil is rotating, that's genius, you know? But I had a theory I was curious to ask, because I had a thought that I bet money that most people who watch Facebook gaming streams have never seen that type of content or have ever watched that type of content. And I'm glad to know that I was right. At least in this, I imagine if I extrapolated that, it would be true too. Interesting. It'd be cool, maybe. It's for some people, it's not for others. What's up, Narsa? Don't you dare apologize for being gone. There is never a need to apologize. I do not. You are free to go in and out whenever you like. There's no attendance record. I'm just happy to see you here again. First Facebook stream I really watched. That's the cool thing about Facebook gaming, is that you have the chance to be a lot of people's first streams. Think about it this way. Almost everyone who watches on Twitch has a very similar answer to who's the first streamer you watched. It's like you get a ton of summits, you get a lot. For me, it was Shroud. It's like you get a ton of Shrouds. That's why it was so cool when I got to meet him. It was like, wow, this is kind of cool that the first streamer I ever watched,
I've got work to do.
I get to like shake hands with and say hello, because he definitely counts in the famous sphere. Like top 5 most famous gamers, right? And it's pretty cool that you get to kind of, with Facebook, it very rarely was actually a, I hate to say this, it's not like many of us are super famous at all. Almost none of us, except like Stone's up there, right? So a lot of like people, they might say Stone Mountain's their first streamers, but I get told all the time that I was people's first streamers, and I hate to break it to you, I'm not famous at all. So that's kind of cool that people can just kind of be exposed to first time content just by the nature of the algorithmic style of the platform. Money Bolo. Hi Gary.
Standard heavy mag here.
So my son could beat it, which is tomorrow. Remind me. Like how a year already. Oh dang. That is a long time. Well, happy almost birthday to your son again. It's awesome. Juicing.
Every shot tells a story, mate.
All those hooligans are down for the count. Reloading.
Oh, Christina. You're forgetting Doc. Oh, Doc as well, yeah. Watson, Lulu, Cruisin. Good list. Good list. Love Broken Moon, said no one ever. I might not love Broken Moon, Tommy, but I love you.
Perhaps laser sight here. Level 3.
Level 3.
Tommy, I'm curious. Do you know what a study with me stream is? Like a study with me streamers?
I need help. Ring will be closing in 30. She ain't far.
They went straight down.
Yeah. Oh. That was for sure through a door on his screen. That is brutal.
I'm using a Phoenix kit, pals.
Saw your pics. How do you like the new lens? Oh my god, I love it so much. It's so cool. I want you to know, Christina, that those were for you. I wasn't gonna. I actually got out my. I want you to know what I have to do. I have to get out
Healing up. She'll be right.
my SD card reader
Eyes to the skies.
and then
Care
like
package.
plug it in. Not familiar with it. Aha. Okay. All of that manual labor just for you. Ah!
Recharging me shields.
Foliage is broken. Yeah, apparently the bot doesn't like people today. So sorry. Don't worry, it wouldn't be an FB stream if there wasn't some feature not working. Just wouldn't feel at home. Doesn't work with Discord earlier either. I also learned, you know what's interesting, Christina? I have never dealt with a lens that's focus. It's so picky. It really forces you to work for it. I actually can't shoot without my monitor because I just can't. It's so hard to dial in the focus without the larger screen, and I just can't do it quickly enough. Yeah, command's broken. Unlucky. But look at it. It looks so pretty. My camera setup's finally all complete again after I took it down, or like had it apart. But, oh man, it's so good. Oh, I'm so sorry. Not a bad time to start shooting at people. But now I want to get the nifty 50 version as well because I love the 35mm so much. Oh. Wow, you are mad. Did you just jump over the fire? I have caught the sun. No, it's okay. I want you to have it.
Shields recharging.
Again. I'm gonna attempt to find a good Mexican place near us. I'm checking out one tonight. Oh, nice.
Medkit here.
What's my favorite season so far? Season 3. For sure. Was getting famous a big goal for you when you aim to start streaming? I actually care about no metric other than fame. If people don't recognize me on the street, I consider all of this a waste of time. No, actually, someone, I was talking with a dear friend of mine and last night, and they asked me why'd I start streaming in the first place. Would you guys like to hear my answer? I typed this up and I feel like it's a good explanation, so I'm gonna read it even though it's kind of corny. Where's my giant wall of text? Personal stuff. Me calling them old. Ah, I found it. Cause that. All right, my answer. So I'd wanted to be a streamer since I was 14. Okay. So the question was, why did I get into streaming in the first place? I'd wanted to be a streamer since I was 14. I've always liked gaming. Gaming's always been a big part of my life. And I said, it had been a dream of mine for a long time. I just thought I saw improvement in gaming in a way that people didn't. So at the time, I remember my high school girlfriend, I told, like, we were getting ready to go out for dinner or something, and I was like showing her how I was like practicing in CS, and I was like, oh, and then you can do this, and I don't know why people don't talk about this, and I was just going off. And I like, there are times when I talk about things and I can tell that I'm really passionate about them because I get this internal feeling. It's really cool, and it's a great measurement of how interested I am in something. But I was coursing, and then she looked at me and was like, that's very sweet. It's not my thing though. Are you ready to go? And I was like, yeah, okay. So then, but I just remember that was like one of the first times I'd shown someone, and I was like, dang, I really liked that. That felt really good. And so I thought that I had kind of a distinct eye for improvement. And I'll just start reading again. And the thought of helping people be able to enjoy a hobby more that has helped me so much really appealed to me. So gaming has been kind of my, I hate to say it this way, but it was my escape for a long time, because when life got hard, games never leave you, right? So because at the time, nothing felt much better than improving in a game to me, so I wanted to share that with people and help them. I saw games as a great, well, one, improving was something that made me feel accomplished. So there is a snowball effect nature that success and improvement has, and I always felt that improving in games was a great way for people to feel capable of improving elsewhere. And I thought that games are great metaphors for learning how to actually practice something over a long period of time. You know, and at the time, gaming was much more split, as in, I want to say this very specifically. Oh my god. Gaming was much more split. It was like professional players and then not professional players. There was very little content that was kind of trying to transition people more towards the professional side of things while still understanding what they were working with. But it's like, oh, just practice more. And it's like, okay, well, I go to school for 8 hours a day. I play video games 2 hours. Like, your advice kind of sucks, because it's like, oh, play scrims with people. Oh, have 6 to 8 hours a day to practice, and I always felt like there was a really big disconnect in wins those.
On your feet, darling. Plenty
Oh
of
my
time
god, he
left in
doesn't win those. I'm so sorry.
Recharging my shields.
Ah, boss, we're down one.
Boring.
Got our pal. Reloading.
I didn't realize it was the last squad. I would have just helped them. So, what's up, Skylar? That was kind of my reasoning. I just wanted to help people improve in something because I think it was a good metaphor for life. If you had one viewer for years of your stream, would you still commit all this stream time? No, absolutely not. I was really lucky when I switched over to FB. I started with like 30 viewers. I did stream to 3 viewers for a while, and 1 viewer more accurately, me. I was not a very good streamer, and I was lucky when I switched over. I was kind of in a golden time where I could improve really quickly. I was at the top. I was getting towards the top of the game at the time, and I had an undeniable thirst and passion for it. So it was like when I started, I had like 15 to 30 viewers on Facebook, which blew my mind. Like that, absolutely insane to me. Could not understand it. I was like, this is probably the best thing that has ever happened to me. I thought it was so cool. And then I, over like 6 months, I think, got up to like 150. And then I went from 150 to like the next 6 months, I got up to like 300. And then over the next year, got up to like, went down to like 100 to like 50. And then, English only in chat, please. Thank you. And then, went up to like 500 to then 500 to 2,000, depending if there was a tournament or not with last minute. You're better when the guys you were playing with, they converted their viewers into your viewers. Yeah, actually, I was a big thief. All the streamers say that like, oh, I don't mind. Every one of them minds. Seeing your viewers go to other streams, I will say this truthfully that I don't mind. Which is very back and forth. A lot of people mind. It's very funny to me. A lot of people say it. A lot of people don't like it. Seeing their, because you'll see it. Oh, I saw you in always in so and so's chats. Finished my master's degree on the 5th. That is amazing, Skylar. Congratulations, my friend. That was awesome.
The winner's out there looking for you.
Did my doctorate the day after. Oh, congrats to you, Alex. Congrats to you as well. Good FP streamers, 5 period. No disrespect to others. There are a few others I'll watch occasionally, but scaling good vibes you have, period. I appreciate that, Dalton. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
This is your champion.
interesting is the viewership changing your mind in the long run for this channel.
Catchphrase that.
Got a good feeling about this area.
Excited to see you all in the ring.
I'm choosing my words carefully just because there are things you can and then can't, or can and shouldn't talk about.
My hypothesis is correct. I am unstoppable.
I think it is pretty evident that I don't have a particular affinity for Apex anymore. Did my internet die? Nope, we're good. Speaking of which, I will say that there will be changes being made eventually in general. I don't know. It's like, whoa.
Broken enemy. Whole enemy squad has been forcibly just a sec. Healing up.
A lot of people don't know this. I'm not a gamer. I don't play games at all outside of stream. When I say gamer, I mean like if I'm not streaming, I'm not playing games. Nor do I want to. So it's like that makes it a little tricky.
New kill leader.
Recharging shields.
1 minute, ring's not far.
I found a hop up.
And
Sold me, sir.
it's,
The ring ain't far at all.
we shall see. And by we shall see, I mean more accurately, I suppose you guys shall see. Do you enjoy Apex? Not particularly, to be honest, but it's cool. I say that because I suppose it's all relative to the good old days, right? So I enjoy it noticeably less than I did, which by contrast. But I suppose I also do not do a good job of giving myself a purpose to play the game. Looking at you makes everything look so easy to use any tricks that I don't know. Play 8,000 hours with the obsession of improvement. Just by being humble and genuinely honest, real person, rare qualities these days. I'm careful to agree. Unfortunately, it always feels like content creators do kind of have a little double-edged sword to them. I appreciate that, but remember, the online world is highlights some of the worst and doesn't show you as much of the best. So, I suppose I'm just more optimistic about people's
Couldn't have done
intentions.
it without you, pals.
So, guys willing to have a conversation to help you get better, Garrett Goated. I appreciate that very much, my friend. Thank you. To get at Apex, throw the hat in now. I don't think it has anything relative to my skill. It's like,
Med kit here.
I suppose I have the perspective. Here's the here is a problem I suffer from. Though I am very specific with the diction of problem, it is more of a blessing that can manifest itself in certain scenarios as an issue. I am very quick to pick things up, and I think that is partially due to my understanding of improvement. I think that when you really put in the effort to understand just how to get better quickly, very few things are out of reach relative to having a basic understanding of being good. The best people in any given scenario are the people that are willing to put in all the time focused on improvement while being able to say no to everything else, all of the other things, you know, and I am quite good at improving at things, and it makes me more biased to doing exactly what I want to do and not at all things that I don't want to do. So that gets a little tricky, because unfortunately motivation will come and go and determination will stay. So I have to find the things that I am determined to stay good at. Otherwise,
Was amazing.
Gary. What do you mean by everything else? Can you clarify? Well, so for instance, if you want to get like actually top, let's say top 10 or like top 100 at something, it's rare to get there by saying yes to all sorts of things, because time is a valuable resource. So most of us, the way we got as good as we did is that we played Apex obsessively, right? Like I was putting in when I was my best, I was putting in like 250-hour months streaming, and then on top of that, 4 hours of my day outside of the 250 hours streaming. The rest of my hours were pretty much focused around Apex 2. It was thinking about Apex, or talking with people about Apex, aim training, like everything, right? And that's when you have to be the best, right? Like that's the hard reality of that. And what I was saying earlier about the other things is that because I'm quick in nature to pick up things and I'm naturally curious, I like to try new things, right? And that's not necessarily good at long-term success for other things, but it's good for really is full-time. Yeah, you have natural talent. Like there are people who are naturally more adept to, like I think Hal is just naturally like this is kind of his game. Like he's just naturally predisposed to it, but he also puts in an obsessive amount of time. So you have people that are naturally a little more gifted towards it, and then they also put in excessive amounts of time, and it's just like, but it's for the actual sake of the argument almost. Wait, these have caffeine in them? Oh my god.
Repulsors, check. Stabilizers, check.
Yeah, this match is gonna be extravagant.
Do these have caffeine in them?
That's it.
Caffeine equals 1 cup of coffee. You do not put caffeine in a protein shake. What the hell is wrong with you? No wonder I haven't been.
Introducing your champion.
Anyways.
Get in my way, and you'll wish I hexed you instead.
On early mornings, basically the only game he plays. Almost the only thing he does entirely. A lot of people think that. A lot of people talk about work-life balance. If you want to actually get really good at something, balance is irrelevant. Natural talent helps with the learning curve, but I don't think you can truly be top tier at something without the hard work and dedication. It is impossible to be the top at something without the hard work and dedication.
I'm jumping.
Motivation means nothing. There is also, as far as opportunity goes, the availability of opportunity is something that breeds better players, and the more time you put into something, the higher luck coefficient you have in that. Time within a given activity generates higher perceived values of luck, but that's only because of a higher exposure to opportunities containing luck. There's a good book called The Luck Coefficient, I think. You know what? It's honestly like, I'll put it this way, very few people are like you kind of have to throw away everything else in such specialized fields like streaming and everything. What's up, Jacob? Is there anything and you'll master it? The true, however, the situations that doesn't necessarily take that statistic. I try and be careful of that statistic because it's blind to time of release of the thing. So for instance, you can be a relative master of Apex compared to everyone else because you put in 1,000 hours before everyone else put in 100, right? And if anything, you're going to be more of a master at that time relative to the, I suppose you could say, competition or just the net pool of other players you're compared to. And also the purposefulness of that time. Someone who puts in 10,000 hours with the intense focus on improvement is going to be much better than someone who puts in 10k hours of mindless playing. A lot of people don't actually know how to improve in games, and a lot of people don't know that they're wasting their time while playing. And I want to be specific that when I say wasting their time, I'm not talking about using their time inefficiently when related to the purpose of improving. Very different thing. Because fundamentally, I think games are meant to be enjoyed. I promise you, you like Apex more than your pro, more than your favorite pro. I promise you like it more. And the reason why is because typically what happens is that, or you experience more positivity around Apex than your favorite pro. And the reason why is because games aren't meant to be played this much. It's certainly easy to tell who's gifted versus who is not. Often those are exemplary or persistent. Yeah, persistence is almost in my eyes more important because experience really is the best teacher. Burnout ends up destroying a lot of the early grinders.
Extended heavy mag here, level 3.
The only thing that jumps out to me is I want to specify that as, I suppose, burnout.
Extended sniper mag here.
I would think that the better way to describe that would be unsustainable work patterns, and I'll just call it work, but unsustainable playing patterns, right? Here's to anything for a job becomes less enjoyable. I previously loved doing it for fun. Yeah, you're just exposed to the negative stimuli of the thing for longer periods of time. What sense do I use on controller? 4-2 linear small dead zone. $10K, you'll see a difference. I guess passion takes a big role too. Yeah, I feel like I want to.
Extended light mag here, level 2.
I don't know how I feel about the whole passion thing in Apex, the way that people use the term. I don't really have a finalized view of that though. Well, I suppose it just entirely depends on your definition of passion. Just we're talking about the negatives. I like to talk about it a couple days ago. Negative stands out more than positive statistically. Your brain just has more of a natural disposition to focus on negatives because it's trying to keep you alive, technically. And I wonder which one it is. Is it the one climbing into the tower, or is it all the ones standing below? The world may never know. essentially the most important thing is understanding how to challenge yourself appropriately. I think the people who get the best at things typically understand the most important thing is having things to work on that appropriately challenge them at a given skill level that's difficult but attainable. So a really important thing to remember. If you, I'll go off your metaphor, Christian, like if you pick a song on guitar that's just way too hard for you, you will eventually get it, but it will never be enjoyable. Like it might be when you really finally can play it, but the suffering I think outweighs it. It's way more likely that you'll give up before you actually accomplish it. And understanding how to properly dose out wins for yourself is one of the best scientific things you can do for long-term habit development. But that's a very difficult skill within itself. Yeah, until you're so good that it's easy. And then you have to find a new challenge. Is anyone such a great open mind? Thanks, probably. Ain't no problem. For the top does become fun anymore. It's that it's really hard to find something that is challenging to you. Even competitively in Apex Legends. It's like, okay, well when you're at the top, what do you do? You know? It's like, oh, win ALGS. Yeah, but that's not a day-to-day thing. And that's what the best players understand. That's why players like Verhulst, I think, are so talented. I think he has a fundamental understanding for improvement and practice. And that's like, if you can convince yourself that winning 100 little battles is how you win the one big battle, then that's how you actually stick to practice and improvement. But only focusing on the one big war, you don't practice, you don't fight the little battles, and you don't win the big war. And even if you fight the little battles, you might not even win the big war, because at the end of the day, Apex is a game of luck.
Two bad guy squads left.
It's like a great example is, think of how often streamers will say this game sucks. You know, it's so silly. It's like we all know this is the best game out. There's a reason why we all play it, because we all understand this. This is one of the best games ever made, undoubtedly. Where are you going, man? Still play with Luda and all? I mean, you're in here pretty much every stream, bro. I don't play with anyone in general. Very rare. Yeah, Cam has a good point. I think that's part of the asterisk that I don't like with passion, is that it's like you care about it, like you're passionate about it. It's like, I'm passionate about Apex. It doesn't mean I want to play it every day, you know? It's an internal definition, which makes it hard when talking about passion with people, is that it's defined differently to everyone. It's kind of hard to work on it's kind of hard to have a working definition. Maybe time off will get you hyped back to play it. I took a week off and I'd still like I just don't really want to play. Like you need to, I think the fundamental equalizer is you have to have a reason to play that you have to have a reason to play that you derive meaning from. I suppose not everyone needs this, right? Like, so some people are just straight up addicted to Apex and they just will play it all day, every day. And, or they like have that desire, right? And
You are the Apex champions.
good for them. I just don't know how people do it. I just don't see a lot of... Because I suppose I needed to understand for myself that even when I'm playing competitively, that still isn't a good enough purpose. And I didn't know, so I didn't know how to answer that question before, but now it's like, I know exactly what would happen in that, so...
Things look to get a mite troublesome.
No regrets. How the games go so far? Pretty good, Max. Thank you for asking.
I enjoy many things, but death is what inspires.
This is your champion.
Violence for science. Oh, quite the jump master. I bless these jump jets.
Who's my least favorite legend? I mean, it's just like Caustic or Revenant, but I don't know. Tribik, do you have to keep pushing yourself? That's the difference. Love me.
Taking damage. More friends are coming to kill us. There's another squad.
I cracked that hooligan. You can't solve the eternal mysteries of the universe without...
Yeah, the sad reality is that there are much better people than me who have left Apex, you know? Desire the good results of your work, not the work itself. Passion is directed at the desire for the good result of your work, not the work itself. I suppose, but what is... But is passion... It still doesn't define passion. I think you defined passion earlier. Let's use your earlier. Passion is a misnomer. Just because you're passionate doesn't mean, well, that's what it's not. What would you define passion as, Cam? Desire for the good result of your work, not the work itself. I would argue, I actually have more of an argument that it is work. It is accomplishing difficult things, not the result. That is what people... So, a great example why is... are people statistically, in a measurable way, happier before they achieve their goal or after? I'd like to buy a Val. 300. What's up, Ivan? Well, I'll give you an answer before I lose track of this thought. It is actually before the act of anticipation of success is much more rewarding dopaminergically than the success itself. Is the anticipation of the reward, not the reward. So I would say that it is the hard work towards a goal that is much more rewarding than the goal necessarily for most people. Try to get the reward, not the reward. Yeah. As Miley Cyrus said, it's a climb. Amen. I wish I knew a bunch of random quotes like that from people like Miley Cyrus just so I could use them in conversation. That would be sick. I love that. Whoa. The same, everything's different. Can't complain. Don't know what I'm missing. Okay, how are you? So, what makes you happy daily? I like reading.
Still asleep. And neither do we, right, Newt?
Each choice changes everything.
I am ready. I hope you are too.
This is your champion.
Do I drive?
An honor be all far.
Professionally, no. I can drive, yeah. I've That was actually a joke that's been propagated way too long, Christian. I'm an only child. Found some crab champions. Yeah, I don't particularly bother.
Falling from the sky and landing near me.
With other games. No one caught that. I don't. Yeah. What happened? They nerfed aim assist. People would be upset. Other people would be happy. Look at that, Gary. I see someone caught it. Yeah. Nope, only child. That'd be cool. I would actually love to work for Audible. That'd be sick. I'd love that. Actually, I'd have to read a bunch of books that I don't like. I would not love that. Unless they only gave me... Unless they only gave me... books that I wanted to read. If I could request the books. It's a book written by Garrett. That'd be pretty sick. I don't know. It would be under my pseudonym. Just kidding. It would be under my actual name, which none of you guys would recognize. So. No, I work with Audible and saw a mess over there. Oh, hold on, hook me up. Come on. Help me out. Give me an interview. Come on. I actually, so one of the things is though, I much prefer Audible or audiobooks read by the author. So kind of hypocritical if I read audiobooks, but could you get me an interview, Laura? Please, I am begging. Come on. Oh my god!
Trident over there. Don't get run over or worse.
Care package over there.
Reloading.
Dude, who the hell are you? Oh my days. I wanted that arc to start really bad, Michael, I'm not gonna lie. Young. Could I work in their marketing department, but I don't really know any of them personally. Damn. So cool though. How long have you been working for Audible?
Hostile right here.
Yeah, it's not much better. Want to get into MMORPGs, board of VRs, and sports games? I believe in you. I don't know about that one. Kill him. Damn. To a wreck. Okay. Usually does something like cover art for about a year now. Seems like a lifetime. That is very, very cool. So could I be a model for the cover art of a audiobook? That's like working on an audiobook. That's kind of close. I would like that too. I'll take anything. Please. No, I need to hear your voice in my ear. I don't blame you. But...
Science done asleep, and neither do we. Right, Newt?
That little voice holding you back. Prepared and ready.
It's a game I ready to pass out, go to sleep.
This is
Nighty
your
night.
champion. Hope you're not afraid to get your hands dirty.
Sleep well, my friend.
We're jump master, Newty. Just like old times.
Let's land here.
If the voice would be good for narration, to be honest, you should look into voice acting. Maybe you could read audiobooks. Don't do that to my heart. You have ties with my favorite audiobook company ever, so your opinion weighs heavily, and I will make poor decisions. Thank you very much. So, Corey, good luck. Have fun. Don't die. You have ties to my favorite organization. Silly, goofy game. Slow-mo. Oh. Getting better? Nope, getting worse, maybe. Favorite podcast isn't a thing yet, or is it? Oh, there are very many. There are a lot of them. Wig is doing probably the best Apex Legends podcast right now. And I like it very much. I already have a professional microphone, so you're halfway there. And I already know English, so I'm like 97% of the way there. And audio post-processing, so I was pretty much born for this. I have depression. I don't know if I have my fists out or not when I shoot all the things good. Yeah, true.
Shields are depleted. Recharging. They can run as fast as they want. And a fight is born. Let's do this. Broken enemy shield. Opening fire. Reloading.
Did I watch Mad Men? No.
Is this why you woke me? To account for your obvious shortcomings.
Whoa, a contender! They can't dance on themselves. Well, they can, but it's boring as hell. Who will challenge this perfect physique?
In it. No. Unless you're a soulless heat-loving snake bot. I'm using these kits.
Unless you're a soulless heat-loving snake bot. Really, eh? I don't watch shows. Must see movie is Super Mario Bros. By the way, I bet it is good. I'm not gonna watch it. Don't get your hopes up.
Got a new
Heard it's good though.
Do you think it's worthy, Stevie?
Our target is here.
Thoughts on leaving after a knock in pubs? I do not concern myself with other jobs. People are gonna do it, people aren't gonna do it. I don't think it particularly matters much because at the end of the day you can't control what they do or think, and so being worried over it is just as pointless in my eyes. Don't worry, darling, you watched that movie? No, I think I said, oh, is the movie Don't Worry, Darling? I've also noticed. I don't watch like any movies or shows or anything. I'll watch a few episodes of them and then I'll be like, I understand why people like this, and then I stop. Happened with everything from Squid Game to Peaky Blinders to that's it. I have watched almost no other shows since. Found Doctor to build decks, but the deck itself isn't what makes it rewarding. It's the use that it provides and the appreciation that makes it worth being a doctor is not merely rewarding because it keeps bodies alive, because it preserves life. It deserves a chance to live, and that has value. I see a passion as a resolve and accomplishment that provides some amount of perceived value beyond strictly utilitarian uses.
Portal's ready.
The asterisk with that is that it is the perception of the people receiving as opposed to the person doing. Per se, right? I think that is a good definition of work that you can find meaningful personally. I didn't finish Squid Games. I watched one episode. I was like, that's cool, and then I didn't watch the rest of it. No, you guys need to understand. I don't.
Extra supplies here. Use them to your advantage.
Shooting at me.
I don't care at all. What's up, Victoria? I hope you are having a great day. There he is. What are you gonna do? Why did that push me so far? Influenced by Peterson, and when an interview about it broke down because how the writer portrayed him. Uh-oh. Don't worry, darling, or which one? Sounds cool. I'll watch anime sometimes. Dragon Stampede. Nope. What do I do for funsies when I'm not streaming? I'm either in the gym or reading a book, and that is where you can find me. That's pretty much it. I suggest it. That's a good suggestion. What's my favorite Mighty Ducks movie? I have not seen any Mighty Ducks movies. Do I plan on watching the new Mario movie? No.
Broken enemy shield. All those numpties are
I've been told I'm quite the unfun person, which isn't incorrect.
recharging my shield.
Very acceptable things I love reading. Give me like 5 of books that you really like. I don't. It's hard to say top 5. If you want my book list, exclamation mark. Well, commands aren't working. You can try exclamation mark books and exclamation mark books 2, just the number, no space. But I don't know if it'll actually work.
Pulling the trigger.
Favorite book series, Percy Jackson one. I like those books a lot too.
Recharging my shield. 10 seconds to the ring. Shot at.
Some of the time. Do I like spaghetti? If so, do you like Parmesan? I do like spaghetti. I can make a pretty wicked
Spots in my unit. Let's run this.
A pretty wicked spaghetti start.
Fancy a bit of a blather?
Hey, challengers, you better watch out for me.
This is your champion.
The true test is before the Allfather.
I'm Jump Master. Bless these jump jets.
What can I say? You are in my way.
This is a good elf.
Have I tried to ranch on spaghetti? No. So you never got into streaming? What would you have done the time you had free? I don't know. I can tell you I'd probably be doing something in econ. That's what I was studying in school. Was economics.
We have a challenger, and they look like they might actually
Or I'd be just like
ring that bell.
a loser trying to be a streamer. I don't know. In my parents' basement, just grinding away. Like no. You guys just don't see it. I'm gonna be a star. I'm just kidding.
Found extra supplies here. Arm up.
We're all inside the ring. Fantastic.
Did this give you yesterday? Oh, wait, good memory.
Reloading. Reload. Got 'em.
This thing's so laggy. Oh, give me the drone back. Pursuit of Tranquility. Really good. My top 5 favorite books I've read recently. Cersei, Daughter of the Forest, The Goldfinch, The Great Alone, Fairy Tale by Stephen King. Okay, so yeah, fiction primarily. Yeah.
Recharging shields.
Do I like spicy chips? I don't really ever
Challenger, folks.
buy chips. I don't like. I do like them. I just don't really ever buy them. Working because I would love to see your book list. Always looking for new things to read. Let me try. Usually it works for me. Let's see.
Keep calm, darlings. We're already inside the next ring.
Whoa, easier. Not even for me. Did I misreply to this one? Oh, so sorry. Does passion have a particular meaning to you? I would say that a working definition for passion that I would use would probably be
Package coming in.
Numpty.
I would say to have passion for something is to
Cracked an enemy shield. Down to
have something that you derive meaning from.
double timing it. Already on my mark. Firing for effect.
And he likes rice cake snacks, especially the ones that are Chinese. That's true. I do like my. I haven't had those in millennia, but yeah, or in a few months. But yes, those were fire.
Get out of the ship. Spotted. Double timing it. Firing. Got company out there.
Heard
Heard that.
Wow, not even my own commands work for me. Top books I like. 12 Rules for Life, Jordan Peterson, Atomic Habits, James Clear, Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance. Robert Pirsig.
Enemy shield.
I'm so sorry, dude. That looked painful.
Half the squads are out. Perfect. Recharging.
Taking us to new heights, Monty.
But in line last something always so you don't chase your dreams, you'd be disappointed after you achieve them. Ooh. I would say I have a pretty aggressive view on. So I definitely subscribe to the don't chase your dreams side of things. I don't think that I think that it's pretty bad advice, personally. Usually
Enemy shield. Reloading.
Enemy shield.
so screaming about no audio currently. I would say usually people have things that they think they want as their dreams and not like actual. I think what's most important is to chase meaning as opposed to dreams. Pick the thing that is the most meaningful to you, where you're like, this is the number one thing I can possibly think of doing, and then just go for that.
Give me a second.
Maintain my motorcycle. I don't have. No. It's very, the book is very much a metaphor, not a very little actually motorcycle advice, unfortunately. So I would still call AAA as opposed to me. When in the Gibby did he make a comeback?
Giving my shields a recharge.
No. One person is playing him in a pub. Not very conclusive of overall pick rate, unfortunately. What's up, Travis? Or should you keep changing your dreams every time you get closer? I think you can keep redefining what you find meaning in. Like, that'll always change. Right.
Replicator into an orbit, baby.
No! Get in there, Gibby. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Hey, no worry, bro. You gonna be okay. Jump rosters here.
Shields recharging.
Yeah, I think if you haven't read it yet, Michael, So Good They Can't Ignore You by Cal Newport. I would say that's probably the closest representation to how I think. I have a very aggressive perspective on this. I am someone who wholeheartedly believes in swinging for not even like the fences, but the next park over. This is Alan Watts who said this. I remember who said something I've been thinking about is he said, pick the thing you would do if money wasn't an option and just do that. Like, which is a poor perspective of the function of monetization. And the thing is I think you have an inherent responsibility, at least this is the way I believe, is that you, for me, I should say that for me, I believe that I have an inherent responsibility to provide for the family I will eventually have, right? And that doesn't mean that, I also want to specify that that doesn't mean I'm like, my wife won't work. Like, that doesn't necessarily mean that. It means that Like, money solves money problems, and I intend to have zero money problems. Because they're solvable. Money problems are solved by money, right? By definition, right? So
I reckon we should head here.
I think that it is important to try and be the best you can at something. I think that is inherently pick the thing you like doing that you know how to monetize, and then get the best you can at that. I think that's more important. Or will result in more net happiness, I suppose. Photographer for National Geographic always has been my dream. I like that dream. Hey, Audible marketing isn't too shabby either. You should be. Well, I don't. You should feel how you feel about it, I suppose. But if that really is your dream, like, you know, take steps towards photography and everything, and like, I promise no one just immediately gets hired out of randomness to get hired for that, so you got to work on all the other things that I'm gonna be honest, I really thought he was on the outside. What's up, Sean? What's up, Zach? Any asteroids, sparring planets, moons, or solar systems may not even know is what need to be discovered. That is true. Go for it. Really meaningful and thoughtful conversations while simultaneously rolling people. Yeah, imagine if I could actually think about what I was saying. So hold on. I want to more appropriately outline this. I wrote this down. I was thinking about this earlier. Because here's the thing. I hate to break it to people. There are jobs that people aren't gonna like want to do. You know, when the life is easier, better with more money can't. Yeah. Well, like I said, money solves money problems. You don't have to. Like, you can have the problems, you know. But and here's the thing: is not everyone can get to the point where there will always be problems that money can't solve. It's just relative to the amount of. And certain people can handle problems that money can solve better than others. I'm someone who doesn't like to deal with problems that money can solve. So I'd rather just be able to solve all the money problems, right? But it is entirely relative. There are plenty of people that are way happier that have way less money. Most rich people I've met are pretty miserable. It's a hilarious irony. Or most like super successful people I've met, it's a pretty even split of misery. It's pretty impressive. It's like there will always be issues, so. The question is meaning at the end of the day. You live, find meaning. You do. Yeah, answers for meaning. Viktor Frankl might not be exactly one answer, but at the experience you have in life summarizes it. A minute goes by that has no meaning to you. You're currently in a life, bad life, focusing on meaning. Everything you do eventually has a meaning in the end. Read that again. The exact one answer. You have in life, summarize it. I would encourage you to distill that, Michael. I think you can distill that down. From what I understand, what you're trying to say, to put words in your mouth, please do correct me, is that the search to try and find meaning can result in not understanding what meaning truly is derived from, being too focused on the term meaning or the desire for meaning. The only thing that gives me the most time with my family at long goals is to leave them with the easiest life possible. Easy is very relative, you know. And I would say that, well, time is the ultimate currency, right? It is the only finite currency. You can always get more of every other currency except time. Technically, slight asterisk on that. If you're like unhealthy or something, you can actually get yourself more time by like exercise, right? That's like one of the purchasers of time, is, I suppose, healthy habits, but we're gonna argue that that is irrelevant currently. Money equals power and power is addictive. Ooh, I don't inherently agree with that. Because if money equals power, power functions on different dynamics, right? There are many different axioms of power, and money is one of the axioms. But have you ever met someone, for instance, connections, right? Two people, one much more well connected than the other, while the other is much richer. The person who's much more well connected can have more inherent power. Stronger people inherently have more power, but that is physical power. So it depends on the axiom of which you are measuring. You invoke passion with every border now cut from stitch. The emotion that stirs up passion comes from something bigger, and I think that people expect to find a job that stirs passion in every facet of their job. Well, I don't disagree with that. The direction I was trying to encourage was that it is not the, it is the personal pursuing of meaning as opposed to others' reception of said meaning. Right? There's an important distinction in that. Into money versus those that were born into it will always have different perspectives. Oh, absolutely true. Well, I mean, always is a dangerous word, but I would say that yes, people who are, I remember there was a good TikTok that was covering unknown rich people questions, as in like, do you ski or snowboard? Is like, you know, it's like, what's your favorite vacation? And it's like, some people have never taken vacations, right? So what's your favorite country outside of the US you've traveled to? Like, there's a bunch of questions where they're kind of innocuous, but it also has a major overtone of having wealth to a certain degree, at least. What's up, Gabe? Blew my motor on my boat, so I'm dropping 10G on a new motor next week. I'm telling you, life will humble you quickly. Money problems. Speaking of which, face it, most people have a price. It depends on the price. I'm just saying that money is a dynamic of power, not a totality of power. Power functions on a very wide number of axioms, money being one of them. I mean, money doesn't make you powerful unless that money protects itself from being usurped. Well, think of physical power, right? It's like you can have all the money in the world, but if like someone can take that away from you very quickly. Like there's many different ways to quantify power, and it will always change on definition. It was created not naturally, in reality, one lives rich because they think that they should be part of a special person, but to someone that doesn't view money as a big thing, they don't look rich people as their hero. Created and not naturally. You can say that to it. I think that we can view money as a, here's a slight asterisk to that. I think it's possible to view money as just a like a black box bargaining tool, because the origin of money is bartering, right? Like you have money as a replacement for an item to barter with. You say that we all can agree that this is worth this much, right? Of a base thing, and then that base thing is worth X amount of this. So money is just kind of a stand-in for bartering, which I think is not, and I think bartering originates to a degree from humans' separated ability to delay gratification,
Utter mayhem.
because that within itself is inherently long-term thought, thinking, oh, if I trade this item will do better for me, and maybe not, it may be in the immediate, but also maybe in the long term. What's up, Leah? I'm present as well, just late. Going on your permanent record. What's up, OT? World is a thing. Well, yeah, no one's disagreeing that money isn't a thing. It's that, like, power has multiple dynamics and money is not a replacement. It's not an equal word to power. Now it is just plain greed. I'm gonna aggressively disagree with that. I don't think that the desire of money is inherent to greed. Like, you're backing yourself, because can someone with money, can someone want money for things that are not greedy? Now here's the thing, and also, does it matter why other people want money? For your own sake? No. I don't think so.
Here I go. First one. Game bloody on, fellas.
Whole enemy squad has been forcibly expired.
Killed us the kill leader. Fine form, fellas. Watch out for the new kill leader, friend.
There's a question. There's money bubbles like housing market and all that derive from technology, and people disagree into the value of a thing being bet on.
Recharging me shields.
I think the housing bubble is a little more. I think an easier thing is the tulip bubble. Because the housing bubble was much more relevant to the the bundles of dog shit that were being peddled as
Shotgun bolt here.
high-rated mortgages, right? So
Crafting. Friends.
10 seconds.
where tulips
Rings
were
close.
just speculation, right? It was speculative. It was like, oh, tulips are going extinct, therefore the price of tulips up, and blah 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 blah. Like, much more direct, a lot less. I suppose you could say, because here's the thing, like, this goes back to. I suppose you could say that.
Some crafting to do.
I want to be very specific about this. There is a tone of. There is a tone of Kantian's moral metaphysics in saying that if you believe that you are being told the truth and then propagate that truth, are you the one lying? Like, no. Where the tulip rush was fueled more by speculation and greed, right? I think it's a more one-to-one direct cause to response. Talking about the billionaires pay their staff minimum wage and earn $1 million per hour. Yeah, but like is that greed though?
Lucky for you, I've got some extra
Laser
supplies here.
sniper stock over here. Level 3.
Like
Stock here. Level
Alright. Well, I suppose the problem you can say with that axiom of the world is that no matter what you do after a certain point, you will be viewed as greedy. It doesn't really matter what you supply, right? Is it
Copy that.
his fault that, does he force people to take those jobs? No. Right? Like, hierarchies will always exist. And we are more or less just seeing the limits of them, because there will always be new limits
Off the squads have cocked it, fellas.
to the reach of hierarchies as technology increases, because the
Kill leader.
things that propagate said hierarchies are able to reach more and more people. Before, you were limited to a degree by the geographic location of where your system resides within the hierarchy,
Zipline time.
where now technologically it's a lot more open-ended, so you know your sample size just got cranked through the roof. And there's a great book called Factfulness. Like, the world is much better off now than it ever was on almost all of the measurable axioms. How does something get devalued to me? Well, it's all about like, market evaluation is a tricky thing, right? I think we see a lot of this in crypto and NFTs and stuff. It's fault he got himself into that position. We were saying he's greedy for it, but he is fundamentally supplied an inverse relation to said effort, right? Like, you might disagree with the market's evaluation of, like, let's say Amazon. You might disagree that Amazon is worth as much as it is, right? But that's what it's generally worth to the most majority of people, or to the greatest majority of people. So that's what you have to argue its value on. And oh, is he listening? So Galaxy.
Shotgun bolt here. Level 2.
And so you can say what you want about, like, Jeff, but it's replaced by value.
Watch out, darlings. Baddie nearby.
Stone Island and space industry built off the backs of minimum wage workers. Okay, well, would you rather have 0 jobs? Because you're essentially arguing that there should be no minimum wage jobs. There's always going to be a minimum wage. Gets paid the exact same job trade employee. Do you think humans would be doing? Yeah, it's just not possible. Like, skill has to be acknowledged.
Recharging my
Right, there's some winners and losers. Everything thinks otherwise it's just ignorant. The problem is that now in the age of technology, the winners are making everyone closer to winners than losers, right? Like, everyone's a bit closer to a winner thanks to Amazon. Everyone's a bit closer to a winner now than before. Not saying that all. I guess you just have to be in the right place at the right time. It'll always be a factor of it, but it's never going to be. I respect that.
How would he put this?
There's always, luck is always going to be a defining factor. However, a lot of people don't know this. Jeff Bezos fought for multiple years to keep control of his company, paying employees by the day, like, by the skin of his teeth, right? Almost no one could do what he did. That's not really an arguable fact. What he did took immense perseverance and dedication towards his idea. We need space exploration. That'll be our next step in evolution. And I hate to break it, a lot of that is propagated on the materials of people working sub minimum wage, right? Like, that's an evil corporation that you would prefer.
Break a leg. Mine are made of steel.
Like, it's not like you want to talk about like any source of technology propagated on
Master of black holes. Relativity becomes relative.
I don't know why the mineral name is blanking on me, or the resource name is blanking on me. It's terrifying. The mines, what are they called? Open cobalt? Yeah, open cobalt mines.
This is your champion.
In case you didn't know, you get here by winning. Good luck.
Jumpmaster, as above, so below.
I think it's horrid. Like your iPhone, your MacBook, your laptop, your monitor, your computer.
Can anyone summon the bonus debate? This contender, a challenger. Do you want to watch them in each other's faces staring? No, you want to watch them fight.
Oh no, I am down.
And look who we have here. A challenger on the ding ding.
I want double gold.
Ding ding ding.
Keep up with me, compadre. Should grab that respawn banner. Healing. Oh, this is taking too long.
Keep calm, darlings.
That poor soul was so dead. No. Yeah.
You played.
Conspiracy that the richest people in the world have private meetings outside of the economy from them to time. And I'm not a big conspiracy theory guy because I think that I don't see much of a reason. Like, I'm gonna play the game that's most observable. You know? It's like, and most stuff doesn't really matter to me anyways. Like, even if they set the game, I still have to play it regardless if I think that or not. So his mimes work and stuff like that is terrible. Oh, mine work and stuff like that is terrible. A good book to read on if you're like, if we're gonna talk about mines is Wigman Pier by his first kind of socialist work prior to 1984 Orwell on Wigman Pier. Good book. Let's die way higher, but working in that position pays you so substantially that it's hard to not want to do that. Slight asterisk relative to potential income in the area, because technically, if we're talking about third world country mining like diamond mining and cobalt mining, you get paid almost nothing from a American perception, which is like the most, if you want to talk about privilege, it's like America is by far the most privileged, or one of the most privileged nations in the world, and it's a lot of people, it's sad, just really don't understand how good we have it in America. Stack your books, take a pic and post it. I do have a pic of it, but you can't read any of them. They're all stacked. I mean, they're stacked in the corner back there. I have a picture like that. Those are all my books.
First blood. That's how it begins. Next ring is far. Victory is further still.
Even when it counted for currency exchange, it still is
Light feet, darlings. The ring's closing.
incredibly underpaid relative to the risk.
Another soft landing.
Should move to America. We're in the UK, about 20 years behind you guys.
Listen, the ring's not exactly what I'd define as close. 45 seconds till she closes.
To be honest, UK ain't so bad either. It is nice, but
Placing gas trap.
yeah, I'll do that. Yeah. I pity your guys' food, but other than that, pretty good. Mainly drive by everything dollar figure by the demand of supply. Well, it's a lot of the conversion of sale, where, but everything is technically at a fair price. Like, it's not inherent within.
Not to be pernickety dears, but the ring's on the move, and we're not inside her yet.
Yeah, that one's tough. That one's tough. I'm really curious what the world's answer to cobalt mining is going to be over the next few years. I think there's going to be a forced answer eventually. It's going to get too bad, and people are going to have to kind of like actually look at it. Think of like oh man, one of the greats, one of the all-time greats of stand-up, Carlin, George Carlin, yeah, his routine on like word desensitization and thinking about the transferring of language towards softer words. It's as a society in general, it's very interesting. We're trying to take the blunt force edge off of words, and I think that is, to me, what seems like the overarching mentality when it comes to some of the problems like cobalt mining. Is just kind of a tricky shifting of language to make it seem less bad. Get my thoughts, get myself in a deep sad hole. The thing is you're not really supposed to be exposed to everything bad in the world. It's just your brain isn't equipped to handle it. That's a very new age problem. So I'd encourage you to start journaling, Michael, but only focus on directly relevant things to you. Like, unfortunately, I hate to break it to you, like, the odds of you being the one to solve the issue of cobalt mining are close to zero. And the odds that you'll ever be directly personally affected by it are also close to zero, for better or worse. So I understand that it is depressing, but at some point you do have to focus on yourself. Can't focus on improving. People take it as being spoiled or complaining, but it's not. No, I'm not saying it's spoiled or complaining. And I agree with you. I really don't like the mentality. Well, it's like you should only ever compare yourself to the person you were yesterday, and that's why it kind of gets into the point I was saying about, like, you're not actually supposed to know everything that's going on in the world. It's depressing because you will only hear the most negative things across the entire world. And it's very rare that you run into things that actually directly personally affect you as far as problems in the world go. There's just one of the great lies of statistics that your brain loves to tell you is that it like matters, or like it directly impacts you. So I do agree with that, Stevie. And you know, you focus on yourself, and then you focus on your family, and then you focus on community, and then you focus on, or like maybe friends, and then community, right? It's like I maybe your greatest passion is fixing the problem of cobalt mining, then go for it. Like, I'm not going to stop you, but that's a very high cause. And if you're not someone who, I'm gonna go to the Peterson idea of, if you're not someone who can clean your room, how are you supposed to clean up that whole mess, you know? It takes great people to solve great problems. If you're always in the positive mentality, you won't get challenged in life. I don't think that's inherently true. I think you can view things in positive ways. For instance, right? Maybe something negative happened, and you can look at that and say, well, I don't know how that's affected me in hindsight. And that's a positive mentality, but that doesn't mitigate the problem at hand. How are you, Tiff?
Replicator in Mozambique here.
Jeeves, gather that.
You yourself can't save the world's problems, so don't worry about it. Well, that's certainly true. And you can, like, it's well, you know, like I said, you can aim to solve the biggest problems, but I think a degree of humility is required to understand that the odds of you being the one to solve it are close to nil. So you either better dedicate your life to it, like someone who would actually be able to make a dent in that problem would have to do, or understand that you just want to help a situation that's bad, and there's a lot of ways to do that. What ways do you believe you add value? Close to none. I play video games for a living. I'm just kidding. Technically, you can argue, well, I got into it a little bit earlier. I like video games as a metaphor for teaching people general improvement, because when you learn how to improve in one thing, it becomes easier to improve in other things. So I think that if you take improvement in games as a general metaphor for improvement at skills in life, because gaming is a skill like any other, right? And if you can improve in that, you can improve in just about anything else. Whether you want to is up to the person at hand, but giving them the understanding of tools for improvement is a good start. Britannia. Like I also said earlier, I take a very home run swing approach to life. So, yeah, do what you want at the end of the day. Hi, Brittany. Trouble the issue if you pursue that. Others. Even if you others, you didn't change anything. You can, well, like, you know, people who love working out, it's like they're still growing. They just like it more than you. Like, if you go to the gym every day and say that you hate it, you're probably gonna hate it. If you love the process and the growth, then you're gonna love it. But both is the same action, fundamentally. It's no different. Still doing the same reps, whether you like it or not. Suddenly ordered $40 worth of Chinese food. Accidentally, I see.
The rings are needed.
Gas trap deployed.
This guy get the game over with already.
Care package over there.
I'm just curious if you think this is gonna turn out well.
Healing my wounds.
I take my Kraber. No, he's not. No. Carrot the Guru. I don't know about that. Thank you for the 520, Christian. Very much appreciate that.
We find ourselves inside the next ring. Independent variable added. Those care packages likely shift the delta in our favor.
Pick me up deployed.
Come and get your birthday present.
Placing gas trap. Trap set. Wait.
Got an extended energy mag right here. Level 4.
Thanks.
Oh,
Introducing a new variable.
Shields recharging.
well. Every night because I don't know how to make very many things over letting eating out all the time. Hey, let's go. What has been your favorite thing that you made so far? And I don't like to think that I'm very smart, Ivan, because truthfully, there's always someone who's going to be me. So the only thing I can do is rely on that insecurity of always feeling like the person that I'm talking to knows more than I do and that they're going to make a fool of me in order to fuel my desire to learn more. The moment that I feel safe, that's when it starts creeping in, which is good. I never truly want to feel like I know all that I'm talking about. I want to feel like people are going to make fun of me for what I say, because that makes me very cautious. I'm gonna finish my battle pass. Wow, that's pretty goofy. I've almost played 3 hours of Apex Legends. Can you talk about that? I will always make fun of you. I know, good. Would you guys like to see my pets? Can I show you my pets? And show off my new lens because we have a different crowd in here now. I showed it off at the start of stream. I'm going to show it off in the middle of the stream. Look at my dog. Hold on. Let me fix the ratio. L plus ratio. Play. I like watch you play Destiny 2. Oh, I appreciate that, Michael. Thank you. Is there a pro you would wish would make a comeback? Hey, Sue. Probably chicken parm. I didn't make any chicken parm. Oh, it is my brand. Look at that doggy. So cute. Look at my cat judging you. This was shot on my new Canon 35. I got a chrome nose, 35mm 3.5 SD lens, or SC lens, FD-SC lens, and one of the original 1971 releases of it. We got the chrome nose and it doesn't say SC on the thing, and it is in immaculate condition, just so pristine, and it makes me very happy, and I really like shooting with it, and I love it. Very nice. Come here, Caleb. What's my doggo's name? Buddy, because he's everyone's friend. Oh, dude. What are you saying please to? What's up, dog? Got that killer profile pic. Look at my cat. Look at me stalking her. I love it. Cat. Why does she look so judgmental? I took my cat on a walk the other day. Cat pack or leash? I'm good, Michaela. How are you? What team do you think you would fit on the best? I think he honestly would have fit on Sentinels. I thought that they were gonna. I'm gonna be honest. So Zanile got signed to Sentinels. I thought they posted yesterday. Sentinels posted a video of them doing like tryouts for the Apex team, and it was a funny skit about them like trying out tens, and he was doing yo-yo stuff, and they're like social media guy who was like me, and yada yada yada. It was good. I thought they didn't have anyone, and then at the end, I thought what they were gonna do is have a follow-up skit of them sitting there going like, "These are all awful. What are we gonna do?" And then Ace at the end just being like, "I'll do it." And then the return of Asu. Would have broke the internet for a couple days. Oh, it would have been so sick. Look at my cat. No, a harness and a leash. Oh, dang. How'd she like it? No, today. I've seen the sunset. Bark, 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 bark. One of these pets is not like the other. One of them is a niche zero coffee grinder. I have updates to install. I would rather die than actually allow them to update my Windows. The lines on this thing, I love it so much. Such good lines. And everything, it looks so good. I'm really pleased with how this lens turned out. Makes me very happy. This is probably my favorite photo I took. Keeping an eye on you. Look at that. I drink espresso. Yeah, I have a Profitec Go espresso machine. Just a pretty straightforward single boiler with a PID. Anyways, what do we do now? So you're more of a tea guy? I just like learning stuff. I'm both. A coffee grinder? That was a coffee grinder for the record. Kilo. calicos are the best. Fun fact. Did you know that the calico is a color type, a phenotypic expression that is female? It's very rare there's ever a male calico, and it's very rare that they ever make it over the age of 2. So if you see a calico cat, just gamble and say, what's her name? And they'll be like, how'd you know it was her? And then you can be like, this random streamer told me one time that the calico phenotype is a female phenotype. I drink like 1 cup of tea, but make coffee so much better. All my family drink tea. I'm the only one who drinks coffee. I like them both a lot. I'm just a big fan of random different types of drinks in general. Yep, used to have a few. The best. I think they really do have the best personalities. She's so unique. It's so interesting. Unlike any other cat I've ever seen. She's a sweetheart though. Want to get on that. Get that cleaned up. Lazy. Look at those pretty colors though. So vibrant. Alright, what do we do now? So you have the coffee grinder and a coffee maker machine. I have it all. Yeah. So I have an espresso machine, but this is a coffee grinder. You can even see little bits of coffee still around here. So this is the grinder, and then you can see it poking out on the side here. This is my, actually, technically, this corner here is my Profitec Go, and then this is my Haruya Tetsuya V60. I like his, he was Japan's, won the World Barista Championship in like, what, 2017 or something? And then I like his pour over technique, so I have his V60. It's pretty much a regular V60 with swirls. You say that, but my cat's also the same. No, dogs are pretty similar in a lot of ways, but cats are definitely very unique. Mine were more like smart dogs. Yeah, calicos definitely have a bit more of that dog in them. Where's my coffee maker? Behind a paywall. Like everything else. I have zero desire to do anything else. What time is it? Almost 6. Cats are smarter, I'm gonna say it. Cats are definitely smarter. Cats will train you. Cats understand that. Who's spamming me? Dude, what the? Sorry, my cat's a dog mind most times. Very smart. They're cats both. Do cats shed? Oh, a lot. Like a lot. Like husky kind of shed, but much smaller. If you keep them brushed, though, I'm lucky that my cat loves her brushies, so it's not as bad. I say the rush, this ain't the boy, just to pick me up. What's up, Cameron? Sure got a Trojan rush me. Be like, no, she invited me to a pity party. I'm studying Japanese. My goal is to be fluent. Hell yeah, my man. Poor K, just because you can. A lot about getting one, but not sure if they shed a lot. Some shed more than others. And if you brush them, they don't shed as much. I would say though that I am unsure if it's wise if the shedding's the big problem, unless you're allergic. The Destiny? No. I don't want to play games. He's after that. Enjoy the nice chat as always. As always, Michael, you have a wonderful night, buddy. It's harder to fold. Better when she don't even ask me. Wants to spin the back seat. Watch something? I can't get copyrighted. Which is the problem we are at. We can sit here though. They can't get us if we do that. No, so I can't watch most YouTube videos because I get copyrighted and then my stream instantly turns off. Dark Tower series by King for like the 17th time on book 5 feels like the first time. Good stuff. Absolute W. Absolute W right there. Oh boy. Oh boy, 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 oh. Draw and paint the best thing I can draw. No, I think I'm gonna get off. So yeah, I think I'm going to sit here for 4 minutes. And then go. One pick of your cat. Have 5. I got to stop in and say hi. I appreciate it. Thank you very much for swinging through, Cameron. Don't talk to me so much. I'm tired. I'm tired. I did not know that the protein drinks I was drinking have caffeine in them, though. What a scam. let us see them pics. What do you mean? Like these? The ones that have been shown off the whole time? What's your take on Steam configs for tab strafing on roller? I don't care about tab strafing binds. I care about anything that's a nested loop though. So any of the binds that action more than once. For instance, like a Neo strafe bind, no go. Tab strafing though, I don't care. Technically it's cheating. If you want to get specific, it is technically cheating. But so many people do it, it's not like it matters. Safety and numbers. Oh. Mess. Waterfall of lessons. Aim assist is cheating. I feel like I'm getting ready to get out of school. So waterfall of lessons, cornerstone of guessing. Woo! We made it! Alright, I'm leaving. Aim assist pulls so hard when there are multiple targets that makes it terrible. You're right, that one niche scenario does mitigate every single instance of aim assist. I would recommend turning it off. If you don't like it, you can turn it off. Let me put it this way. If you take every single pro player that plays controller without aim assist at the highest level of competition and put them all in a room together and then light that room on fire, no one will die. So, yeah. It is not the correct way to look about it. It is very strong. There is no argument there. It is necessary for controller. There is no argument there. There will never be a fair comparison between controller and MNK. I don't think they should ever be forced to play against each other. Controller needs aim assist. MNK shouldn't have to play against aim assist. Kind of as simple as that. Anyways, with that, I'm out of here. Later. Be good. Bye.